Hello, everybody. My name is Wei, one of the co-founders of QD Learning. So today I'm super happy to give some quick walkthrough of what's upcoming for next school year. And for those of you who are new, I want to introduce ourselves. And we're QD Learning. We started in 2015, or almost 8 years. Our mission has kept consistent over the year is really to help students develop some essential skills called the 4C skills: communication, critical thinking, collaboration, and creativity. Those are universal skills regardless of what major or what direction you will be taking. They will be helping you out in your future careers. And why us, right? There are different programs out there, but for us, our main differentiator is we focus on speech and debate, and we live and breathe speech and debate. And also we have the leadership component, which I will be covering that in the future. Then we like to take a balanced approach on competition and skill building. To me personally, really focus on the skill building more, but at the same time, competition is a perfect vehicle for you to keep improving yourself. The other thing, since one of my role is independent educational consultant, I do want to put sort of the return on investment upfront. Is by doing speech and debate, you are developing your long-term portfolio. It could be the different competition, the awards you get, but at the same time, you might be building volunteer hours, you are supporting causes, and you're building your leadership skills. That will make up your long-term portfolio. And for those of you who are new, just really want to kind of highlight some of the winnings we had in the past couple years. And in last 2 years, a lot of tournaments were online, so we were able to access more tournament, which was a really good thing. So participate in the regional competitions such as the SoCal, the SCJFL League, and SoCal Championship was their finale each season. And we participate in CHESA and also TOC Tournament of Champions and National Online Forensics. That's an online tournament has been offered for a couple seasons now. Then obviously the season highlight is always at the NSDA as towards the end of the season. So we had a lot of winnings in the past couple years. Really happy to see a lot of the competitors. They are pushing themselves. They are growing every season as well. So today I want to focus on three programs we'll be launching next school year, and just look at it's like almost a pyramid. At the bottom is the foundational layer, which consists of the main speech and debate training. And that includes, for newcomers, we have programs, and also we have intermediate and advanced tracks for you to pursue, which I will dig into that in the next few slides. Then above that is you have this competition team we call JV Varsity team, and you can get involved. And for this season, a lot of the tournament might come back as in-person tournament, so we might require the JV Varsity team to travel, to be flexible to travel again. Lots of weekend commitment, especially in the spring season, which is the peak of the competition. So lots of serious commitment required in order to yield the results you'll be looking for. Then on top of that, which I call is really the application of learning those leadership and communication skills, right? Put the team on the other side of the speech and debate tournament. You're able to be judges, you're able to run internal speech and debate tournament, and help with fundraising, and even perform as a teacher assistant. Okay, let's dig into the training first. this is our simple roadmap. It's the way to look at it is we have 2 entry points for as newcomers, depending on the grade level. So for the younger ones, K2, 3, the entry point is the Little Orator program, okay? And depending on if you start as first grade, then you can move up to level 2 and level 3. And once you're at the 3rd grade level, you can make the crossover and to do those programs, okay? So on the right hand side is really entry point is art of public speaking. Then once that's done, it's a semester class. Once you're done, feel free to explore different tracks. Limited prep, always super popular, doesn't require a ton of memorizing the speech, and it's a lot of stuff is off the cuff. That's why it's called a limited prep, and super useful in the classroom as well, so you can answer the question coherently, right? That was one of the goals. Then you have the interp is really to act out a script, a published piece of literature, right? And for those who really like acting, interp is a fantastic track. Then platform is focusing on persuasiveness and being informative in a lot of cases. And that track is, for the most part, is really linked to sort of the business / professional setting. Excuse me, which I think, I personally think that yields the best return on investment in terms of learning the speech and debate skill. And debate is another track that's really, it's a universe on its own, right? You have different debate type, but at the same time, it practice critical thinking, lots of research skills, and you have to be good at the listening skills in order to jot down, do the flow. Then you have to present a lot of the argumentation on the fly as well. So that combines a lot of the heavy academic skill set and plus the speech and debate presentation skills. So debate is oftentimes it's and for students who is diehard, they're gonna do debate and 24/7, right? So those are the 4 different tracks. Then we have this lab. It's or the latest name, it's really called a competitive lab. Just think about it's almost doing speech and debate. It's in some way it's like a sports, right? Playing sports. So you can learn a lot of the concept at the same time. You might not have enough time to do the practice. You have to practice in order to be good at it. So competitive lab provides that setting for you to do continued practice and also at the same time getting feedback from our coaches. So this is really the core of our speech and debate training roadmap. If we put this into kind of a long term, right? We have a lot of parents asking, okay, so my kid has learned other public speaking, right? What's next? And oftentimes I say speech and debate, so almost like play sports, you can choose your own adventure, okay? So just using, so this is different age brackets. You have the K-3 right here, and then you have the upper elementary 3 to 5, and you have 6 to 8 is the middle school, then you have the high school 9 to 12. Okay, this age bracket is really aligned with what the tournament age bracket you will see in different leagues. Okay, and then if we use the upper elementary as an example, right? So the students can enter this wonderful speech and debate. In the past, it's called the forensics, right? Forensics world. And they can take art of public speaking here. Then afterwards, they can do, depending on their interests, our coaches will will provide recommendation as well. So if they're more like, hey, I like to be off the cuff, right? Then you can focus on limited prep. And I'm more like an actor, actress, right? You can focus on intern. Then if you like argumentation, more research, and get really interact with your opponents, right? Then debate could be your thing. But it doesn't, you don't have to stick to one track, right? When you're in elementary, we recommend you really take the time to explore and try different things to become an all-star if it's possible, because different event, a different genre can teach you different things in those 4C skill set realm, okay? And if you are really want to be competitive, you can obviously join the junior varsity team as well. Okay, then in the middle school bracket and also the high school bracket, it's very similar, but it builds on whatever you have done. But you can always enter if you are new, right? You can enter at any age. It's never too late. It's never too late to explore this and get value out of this exercise. For timeline and cost, we have published the catalog plus the embedded the pricing information there as well. So just go to bit.ly/QD for catalog 23. We will be running an early bird starting from August 1st to 12th. It's 10%. For those of you who have been with us for a while, this is what we do, is really to give some discount and promotions before the program starts. So we run that for the fall for 2 weeks. Then for those of you who know, actually for the spring, we will run a 1-day promotion on the November 11th. Okay, summer was the same. We run 2 weeks early birds. Okay, we will take a look at the catalog shortly, so you kind of know what are the classes. But essentially, it's really a combination of those entry-level little orator and are the public speaking as the entry-level classes. Then you have those different tracks plus the competitive lab. We did add a new class called college readiness. So that's a new program. We're trying to test it out. It's for the most part, it's for the high school seniors who are doing college app. And there's always a component for you to do interview with colleges. And that's the time you can get the training. And so you are a little bit more prepared when you are doing the interviews for colleges. All right, now let me move on. Next thing is JV varsity team. And for this year, we kind of standardize on the team name going forward. And for junior varsity, it's grade 3rd to 8th grade. And that's called a JV team. Then for varsity, it's really meant to be high schoolers. And so hopefully that name can be streamlined, and we'll be referring to the right thing. Previously, we included varsity, included middle school as varsity. So we just want to kind of optimize it to be aligned with the conventions. Okay, so the program, and so parent might be asking, okay, I thought I can compete without joining a team. Of course you can, right? So if you're taking an inter class or taking a limited prep, for sure you can compete at different local tournaments. However, the JV varsity team includes some add-on value add services, right? One of the biggest thing is, if you remember the roadmap, and there are multiple things, multiple pathways you can take, right? So there are some decisions you can make strategically, maybe based on what your current performance, current level, and your personal goals, right? So for as a JV varsity team member, we will be doing a quarterly consultation. It's sort of a planning meeting and also goal checking meeting, right? With our coaches / counselor, just to check in to see, hey, what's going on and what should you be focusing on, and are you on track with your goals? Okay. And also we'll be offering each semester we'll offer this skill advancement labs as we invite our coaches, JV varsity team exclusive coaches will actually be working with the members, and just really the goal is to help you perfect and polish some of the skills. Then the main thing about the JV varsity is we know we have to create a tailored learning pathway for each member. So that's why the main thing is we includes the one-on-one private coaching for each member. Essentially, there are different levels which I will introduce. Okay, now if you go, this is going back to the overall timeline, right? So for the JV varsity, obviously this is the area that we'll be focusing on. And if you look closely, the one with the asterisk, those tournaments are exclusive to JV varsity teams. And for two reasons. One is those requires a more serious commitment. You have to prepare for those. A lot of them are national level, right? And secondly is that's requires a lot more prep work as well. So that's how we want all students in the JV varsity actually work with our coaches in one-on-one settings to make sure you are well prepared for those tournaments. Okay, and then for the extra competition, those are the future competitions we might be aiming for, especially for high schoolers. And we know in the speech and debate, we really focus long-term wise focus on building your skill set. So why don't we actually step out of just the speech and debate world? Let's focus on something else. What are other options? For example, the Lions Club, they have annual competition as well, and great communicator. Those are fantastic, non-traditional speech and debate competitions, and which often attach to some scholarship opportunities as well for our members to tap into. Okay. All right. So this is just a sample list of tournament that's available for our JV varsity team members. And as you can see, they could get really busy after February. As I mentioned, in spring, usually it's always the peak of the speech and debate tournament. Timeline and cost. We are scheduling a couple events just to get everybody ready for the season. August 20th, we are going to schedule a JV varsity season review meeting. We'll invite the members from who participated last school years, really just to do a knowledge share and also talk about what's their experience. It will be open to public, and just look out for the RSVP link we'll publish later on, probably through 5 Minutes News. And August 27th, we'll kick off for the high schoolers. We'll kick off by doing a workshop, varsity team workshop. We'll have leads, we have coaches will be there, and really just gonna set the tone, right? It's kind of warm up in the season, get ready, provide a ton of information, and we'll discuss with some initial goals with you during the workshop as well. So we want to be, it's going to be a charge event just to make sure everybody is taking full advantage of that. If you decide to join the varsity team afterwards, we'll credit you back once you enroll into any of the packages. The reason we wanted to offer this workshop is a lot of the high schoolers, they might be on the fence. The reason is they are speech and debate teams at their high school. But we all know the high school team, speech and debate, the actual coaching, it's very limited since it's oftentimes advisors are just volunteer basis, and you have to kind of practice and get good at it on your own. So we do want to provide that opportunity before you commit. Do that through that workshop, get all your questions answered. Then for JV Varsity, we actually will run an early bird as well for 2 weeks. It's right after that review meeting on August 20th, all the way to September 3rd. We'll have a 5% off on any of the packages down below. So we'll be starting with 2 packages, silver and gold. The main difference is really the number of one-on-one coaching hours. And if it's super flexible since it's one-on-one, so there's no set time. You can always schedule on demand and we'll have a pool of coaches you can choose from. And if you need additional hours, you can always purchase as add-on as well. So super flexible. We do have some high schooler, they have very limited time like everybody else. And you can, you don't have to take any smaller classes to begin with. You could really just jump in. I have goals. I want to be competitive. I want to try all the tournaments. You can jump in, just interact with us through the JV Varsity team directly if you want. Okay, let me jump into leadership team. Leadership team is a very exciting program. I think it's very unique. Especially in the high school, towards maybe 7 or 8, plus the high school. One thing, as a college planning consultant, I want my students is really figure out some type of cause, right? Some type of things you will be passionate about supporting. Okay, it's a way to really give back as well, using the skill set you have learned. So this leadership team is a perfect vehicle for our speech and debate competitors to be engaged and to give back. Okay, so the stuff you will be doing, it is not a lot of commitment, to be honest, and time and also sort of schedule required, it's very, very manageable. So what the responsibility could include, you can act as a speech and debate judge at different local and regional tournaments. And the requirement is really 2 levels above that age bracket. So if you are 7th grade, you can judge the upper elementary, the 3rd to 5th grade, the upper elementary tournament. If you are 10th grade, you can judge essentially all the middle school tournament. Okay, then one key thing about the leadership team is actually you will be helping organize the internal speech and debate tournament. For now, we have 3 big ones. One is in the spring, one is in the fall, and one is in the summer. Spring and fall are in-person tournament, so just be prepared. You have to show up. And then the third one, summer, it's an online tournament. There are other things we'll be adding. We're thinking about one social event, just really to focus on the team building aspect, one per semester. And they are also like the showcase events, like I mentioned about that JV Varsity team, the season review meeting, it's going to be run by our leadership team as well. For those of you who wanted to actually turn around and say, hey, I want to teach to the next generation, no problem. We'll get you ready to be a teacher's assistant. We have some members actually have been doing teacher's assistant jobs for a while. You could either do the online or in-person classes. So there are a lot of options over there. And you can earn volunteer hours. Those hours are certified by our nonprofit organization called the Gateway Leadership Academy. So that's our sibling organization that does volunteer and leadership training as well. Okay, so if we look at that, the leadership is, we're talking about this, the down here in terms of the roadmap, right? So when you are in middle school and high school, for sure, we want you to start taking more leadership opportunities and just turn around, try to give back, right? And the leadership team is for sure is a fantastic vehicle for you to practice those your skill sets and feel good about this, right? Timeline and cost, it's now open. The reason we're open now is actually we want to catch some of the newer members who can shadow the July 30th tournament. That's our summer tournament for this year. And the current leadership team is already organizing. That's a perfect way to mix our existing leadership team with the upcoming one, so they can mingle, and then we'll kick off the new school year. Okay, time commitment wise, is for each tournament, in general, it could be up to 8 hours on the tournament day. And then there are some organization tasks you have to do before leading to the tournament. Then you have the social events. Then the months, we do monthly meetings, usually an hour. And so the overall commitment is really maybe just 4 to 10 hours per month maximum, okay? But you will be busier when there are tournaments in the months. Other months, it's really just a checking with the advisors. Cost is 400. It's really to cover some costs, right? And if you're new, there's an application for you to fill out as well. Okay, I just want to be kind of going through some key to success. We have seen a lot of newcomers. Parents are asking, hey, how do we think about it, right? Speech and debate. So this, I would say it's in some way that the mindset really determines whether that could be a successful long-term extracurricular for you or not. But we have to look at, not everybody has the same goals, right? So don't worry about it. When you start, if you're brand new, my personal recommendation is actually sample some program in the summer. In the summer, we have very low stake, and a lot of them are 1 week samplers, right, for you to experience. And would you be interested in interp or maybe debates? Hey, come in the summer. In fact, we still have some summer program for this season, for this summer, for you to check out, but we are pretty much wrapping up the summer. Okay, then if your child is interested and motivated to do speech and debate, maybe think about develop a little bit longer term, right? Longer term doesn't mean, hey, if you are third grades, I have to decide I need to stick around to do the whole thing till you graduate from high school. No, longer term in the sense, hey, let's tackle this. This is a serious extracurricular you truly enjoy. Let's plan out for the year, right? Maybe if you are already year 2 or year 3, consider joining JV Varsity, so you have a more dedicated space to get the tailored training, so you will be able to do better in a lot of the competitions, right? And then we also recommend you try a variety of different events. Don't just being pigeonholed, say, hey, I'm a potential actor, right? I just want to do interp events, right? And just explore different genres, different events before you put all your eggs in one basket. We do see a lot of high schoolers. They say, hey, I just want to do public forum. Nothing wrong with that because your time is limited. If you already find your passion in one event, boom, let's put all the eggs in one basket during that time to try to maximize your return on investment. Nothing wrong. But when you're early, if you have the time to explore, explore. Then for the tournament season, stay focused and committed. You have to, it's a family thing as well, especially when going back to the in-person tournament, could be a full-time thing, right? Full-time on the weekends, essentially. So a lot of tournaments are Saturday full day. It could be Saturday, Sunday, and sometimes even Friday afternoon. So just be prepared, prepare the block on the calendar, and the parents needs to be committed to provide that support during that time as well, okay? The busiest time is in general on March, April, May, and a little bit June. That covers the national tournament. Then when you're moving up, especially when you're in middle school and high school, you have to balance things out, okay? You can't really do multiple extracurriculars and expect you can get do well in everything. It's just it's not realistic, right? If you're doing speech and debate, then you're doing mock trial, you're doing MUM, you're doing swimming, you know, other sports, it will be too much. So that's the time you have to sit down, really being choosy and see, hey, which one you're truly passionate about and you're seeing success and you can sustain that passion, then go do it. If not, it's okay. It's not gonna we're not concerned if you say, hey, you don't have time, you want to pause on speech and debate. It's okay. All we care about is really we want you to be successful and finding your passions and find the extracurricular that fits you. Okay. Then a couple other things is don't pick classes based on your availability alone. Initially, maybe okay. There are a lot of choices, right? The cost of the risk of missing things, yeah, is kind of low, right? But later on, say, hey, if you have done the debate for a while, and in order for you to move up, maybe focus on the public forum or Lincoln Douglas, right? So don't repeat the class because of your availability. Let's go ahead see what is the opportunity for you to continue pushing yourself and pick those classes based on that. Or for the ultimate flexibility, maybe consider doing the JV varsity so you can do that one-on-one coaching, okay? And also don't follow blindly on recommendation. Our coaches will provide the recommendation, but a lot of times you do have to plan this out on your own, right? With your other commitments, with your other stuff that's extracurricular or academically. I mean, you have to look at the overall picture in order to find something that fits for you, right? And then don't compare with others' accomplishment. Needless to say, it's really you should be focusing on you and focus on making improvement every single time. That's the right mindset. And don't focus solely on winning trophies. It's good. We're all excited if you can win the trophy, but that's not the only thing. The main motivation, the main driver really is, hey, are you actually learning? Are you growing, right? That's more important. And also don't get stuck. Sometimes if you provide enough runway to try something, for example, storytelling, it's not yielding results, you know what? It's okay. Try something else. Maybe try limited prep next semester and see if one is you can get better results, and secondly, might be enjoying that a little bit more. Okay, every student is a little bit different. Okay, just want to list a couple other open summer camp. Because this is a recording, so it's this might not be relevant quickly, but if you are seeing this before then, we have some openings for those. Again, remember I mentioned about you can sample some program before you do the long-term commitment, right? So those are a perfect program for you to sample if you have the time. And July 30th is our speech tournament. We invite all the students who have done the speech and debate programs in the summer, and all past competitors. If you want to join, kick off the season, feel free. It's open to everybody. That's our coaching team for the next school year. Super excited. We have each coach, they have different expertise. Okay, so it's and they all essentially they're running group classes at the same time. A lot of them run different program for us. Like Coach Roberts helps us with the leadership team, and Coach Jennifer helps with our JV varsity, right? And we have a bunch of fantastic interp coaches. We have debate coaches. So take full advantage of those awesome coaches. All right, so we just want to summarize the upcoming days. And now the fall catalog is open, so feel free to check it out. And the leadership application is open as well, so you can apply to be part of the leadership team. And July 30th is the internal tournament. Feel free to join for those leadership members. If we approve you to be on the team, you can feel free to come and shadow that tournament. You might be able to even help out. It's an online tournament again. August 1st to 12th is our early bird for fall registration. So usually what we do is on the midnight of August 1st, we'll send out the registration link for you to register a program, and we will send invoice after you register. So it's a two-step process. Some parents say, okay, why it's not, the payment is not processed right away. In that, our application is a little bit, requires a little bit manual things. Since sometimes we actually will double check if you are enrolling in the right class. We don't want CU2 enrolling are the public speaking semester over semester, right? And if there's no special reason, we want you to move you up, right? Then August 20th is our JV Varsity, the past season review meeting. Then August 27th is our varsity team workshop. All those links will be published in the 5 minutes news. If you haven't joined, you can send a note to info@qdlearning.net. info@qdlearning.net would be surely add you to our mailing list, the 5 minutes news. Then for the JV varsity team, we'll have early bird as well, August 20th to September 3rd. Then the fall semester starts right after Labor Day. And the first tournament in the season is the Jack Howe tournament, September 24th to 26th. And for those JV varsity team members, that will be a lot of them, that will be the first tournament, will get you prepared to join. Okay, so if you have any question, feel free to give us a call or email us info@qdlearning.net. We included my QR code. That's the WeChat. We have a lot of parents actually on the WeChat platform, and also my partner David. So feel free to ping us on those platforms. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in another fantastic season. Okay, bye-bye.